Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Education USA Ukraine YouTube channel. For those of you who joined us for the first time, my name is Katerina Alexandruk. I'm the outreach coordinator for the Education USA in Ukraine. And traditionally, every Thursday we have lectures, and we invite different speakers to present on different topics related to the higher education in the US. And today I'm pleased to say that we have Warren Wilson College represented by Rachel Kerr, the International Admission and Programming Coordinator. And Rachel will speak today about working colleges. And you may know that there are more than 4,000 accredited universities and colleges in the United States, and so many unique and different types of the colleges and universities, and working college is one of them, and it differs from the rest of the colleges and universities that it incorporates the work experience into the academic programs. And I think Rachel will speak more about it. And you have an opportunity to leave your questions in the chat box, and at the end of the presentation we will have time to address your questions. So Rachel, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Katerina. It is a pleasure to be with all of you tonight to talk a little bit about work colleges in the United States and a little bit about how work colleges happen at Warren Wilson as well. As Katerina said, my name is Rachel Kerr. I work within international admissions at Warren Wilson College, and I'm also an alum of the college, so I'll talk a little bit about my own experience as a member of a work college. If we could proceed to the next slide, please. First off, what is a work college? Work colleges are a student-centered liberal arts colleges that promote the purposeful integration of work and service within learning, which helps to reduce the ultimate cost of education. Work colleges model on-campus work a bit like a work study at other U.S. institutions, in which students work 10 to 15 hours a week on a job placement, which is generally referred to as a crew. Students' work on campus offsets that cost of tuition. Different work colleges model this a little bit differently, but at most work colleges, students earn money from their work that is automatically included as a grant that goes towards the cost of tuition. The grant works kind of like a scholarship in which students do not pay that cost at the beginning of the semester, but instead work throughout the semester to earn money that ends up equaling the same amount as the grant. Students can often adjust their hours as they work to earn more towards tuition. For example, if a student starts working a 10-hour work contract their freshman year, they would then perhaps like to earn more towards tuition in their sophomore year or their junior year, and they could then increase their hours the next semester to, say, 15 hours a week. Also, if a student has a busy academic semester or year, perhaps in their senior year, they could go from that 15-hour contract back down to a 10-hour contract to have a little bit more time to really focus on their academics. Students are placed on a job their freshman year, but they have the opportunity to change placements within their time as a student to experience something new, maybe learn something different, or to engage more deeply in their future career or within their specific academic major, depending on what it is that they're interested in doing. Most placements ask students to remain on that placement for at least a semester, so students have the option to remain on one crew for all 4 years if they would like to, or work on many different crews. Some students choose to focus on their campus work directly within what their future career may be, and some students choose to focus on something different that they enjoy or find valuable. For example, students who are studying pre-med may want to be a doctor or a nurse, so they'll intentionally be on the health center crew. So they'll be automatically working within that field as a student. Or they may choose to be on chemistry crew to help them learn more chemistry skills that will, of course, be incredibly helpful within medical school in the US or elsewhere in the world. Or they may decide that they would like to be on both crews, maybe maybe the health center for 2 years and the chemistry crew for 2 years. Or perhaps they would like to do something completely different to enjoy something else that they're really interested in. At all work colleges, students are engaged in really meaningful work that actually helps the college itself run. Without student workers, work colleges would not be able to complete all of the necessary work on campus. So students become valued colleagues on campus as well as students, which is certainly very unique and quite exciting. Warren Wilson College is one of the 8 work colleges in the United States. So as Katerina said, that is a very small number within the many, many colleges and universities in the United States. So we are very unique. These other colleges include Alice Lloyd College, Berea College, Bethany Global University, Blackburn College, College of the Ozarks, Paul Quinn College, and Sterling College. At each of these universities and colleges, students are those integral members to the community as they are combining their academics with that on-campus work and on-campus volunteerism, which we generally refer to as community engagement or service. You can think of this combination of learning, work, and service kind of as a triad or a triangle, with work and service sort of holding up and integrating with that learning. And if we could move to the next slide, please. Why do work colleges matter? The work experiences at work colleges are really meant to enhance and enrich the academic experience, as well as provide a foundation for students moving into the professional world after graduation. Students who graduate from work colleges graduate with that bachelor's degree like they would at any U.S. institution, and they also graduate with 4 years of practical professional experience. Whether a student works on a crew directly connected to their future career or not, that work experience is incredibly beneficial to them when they are actually applying for jobs after graduation. Not only will the experience from the work program benefit them in that application process, but it actually helps students prepare for the job itself, even if the job itself is in a different field than the service or the work crew that a student was on in college. Work college graduates report that the experience at their college better prepared them for their current job as compared with their peers at other U.S. Colleges and universities. Of those graduates from other U.S. colleges and universities, only 47% of them say that their college prepared them for their current job, while 68% of work college graduates said that their college prepared them for their current job. For work college graduates, their work crew gives them the experience they need to feel prepared for a job after college. And not only are students graduating with that hands-on professional experience that is directly relating to their new job, but they're also learning those valuable professional skills that are really meaningful and helpful in any job. Additionally, work colleges help to make college in the U.S. more affordable. As we know, colleges in the U.S. can often be out of reach to a lot of students because of that cost of attendance. But at work colleges, students' works helps to pay for that college and ultimately reduce the total cost of attendance. Not only are work colleges valuable because they build on those future career goals or help cover the cost of college, they also offer students a real sense of community and camaraderie on campus. Students often create community within their work crews and identify as a member of that crew. For example, when I was a student at Warren Wilson and people would ask me what it was like to be at a work college, I would tell them that having a work crew was a bit like being a member of a club on campus or Greek life in U.S. institutions. They're called fraternities and sororities that are like clubs on campus. So instead of being a member of a club like that, you are a member of your work crew, and that ends up being something that you're really proud of and that you create community around. unlike clubs and Greek life, where students are not always part of a specific club or a specific fraternity or sorority at other U.S. institutions, at work colleges, every student is a part of the work program. So every student has that specific integral community that is a really important part of their time as a student at Warren Wilson or any other work college. If we could move to the next slide, please. To really explore more deeply into work colleges, I want to focus on the work program at Warren Wilson. Of course, because I'm an alum of Warren Wilson and because I work at Warren Wilson now, I know some of the details of our work program a little bit better than at other institutions, but I do know that some of the details of our work program is really similar to the work programs of other colleges as well. Students at Warren Wilson work 10 to 15 hours per week on one of our over 80 different crews on campus. So you have a lot of different crews to choose from. Students' work is paid as a grant at the beginning of the semester, and that grant goes directly towards the cost of tuition. Crews are then split up into 5 different categories. There are academic support crews, like the library crew, where students work in the college library, assisting other students finding books or articles for their academic research. There are administrative office crews, like the accounting office or the health center that we talked about, where students learn applicable accounting skills or nursing skills, depending on which crew they're on. There are campus program support crews like Bonner Leaders, where students help organize volunteering for other students. There are craft support crews like blacksmithing, in which students make tools for the campus. Of course, they're also making art. Facilities and campus support crews like Auto Shop, where students learn how to fix cars and work on the campus vehicles, and land management crews like the farm crew, where students work on the college's operational farm and learn sustainable animal husbandry skills. Warren Wilson also has a crew that is a part of the farm crew that makes herbal teas, tinctures, and herbal remedies from the herbs that are grown on the campus farm. And this particular crew is one of my favorite crews because it really is showing what crews do on campus that give back to that community. It's quite creative. It's certainly very unique. And I know that the herbal teas are fantastic when cold season comes along and everyone has a bit of a cold. Those teas really help. It's hard to list everything that students can participate in while working on campus because there are just so many opportunities. And this is really true for all of the work colleges in the US. There are work opportunities in every aspect of campus. So if you prefer to do something outdoors, then there is definitely a crew that you will enjoy that focuses on doing work outside. But if you would prefer to do your work inside, or you would like to work with a specific office on campus, it is more than likely that you can work directly with that office. So students can really choose to focus on a crew that directly relates to their major. For example, there's a current international student right now who is majoring in business and works on our accounting office because he wants to one day be an accountant. So for this student, he will graduate with a degree in business, and he'll graduate with 4 years of accounting experience already, which will make him an excellent candidate for future jobs and help him feel really prepared for those jobs. Or you could major in creative writing and work on the Bonner Leaders crew because you are passionate about volunteering. That student may look for a job doing creative writing work after graduation, or decide to go to graduate school after graduation, and their experience on that Bonner Leaders crew will help them be prepared for any job and make them a really excellent candidate for that job, even if their work crew isn't directly related to that specific field. Either way, your work crew experience will be a really meaningful contribution to the college campus community while also preparing you for professional work after graduation. And if we could move to the next slide. Warren Wilson's work program is really clear about what the work program teaches students through their on-campus work. We define 8 different learning outcomes for work. Those learning outcomes are dependability, integrity, initiative, analytical thinking, communication, collaboration, appreciation and value of work, and community. Dependability is really all about students learning the importance of timeliness, task completion, and responsibility. Integrity is about taking responsibility for your work and the work of your whole crew, as each student represents their entire crew as different crews work together. Initiative is about students using their own creativity and imagination to think up new and clever ways to get work done really well. Analytical thinking asks students to engage deeply in their work and connect their classwork to their crew work. Communication is about students learning professional communication skills with the customers of their crew and with colleagues, like talking on the phone, emailing, and customer service skills. Collaboration is a hugely important aspect of the work program, and it teaches students how to work together both in their crew and on other crews to get projects done really well. Appreciation and value of work teaches students that all work is important to the community equally. And community is really what the whole thing is all about, working together to really create a sustainable community. Each work crew defines these aspects a little bit differently based on the kind of work that they do. However, each crew is an integrative learning experience in which the student learns valuable professional skills alongside the work-specific skills. And if we could move to the next slide, please. One of the crews that I really want to highlight at Warren Wilson is information technology services. Each crew at every college has something unique to offer students. ITS is an office-based crew that focuses on the upkeep of technology on campus at Warren Wilson. Student workers learn many different tech skills, from specific software for admissions to replacing faulty hardware in a laptop to fixing networking and internet issues. Alum of ITS graduate with practical IT knowledge that is extraordinarily useful in any future job position and is particularly helpful for students who wish to work in a technology-related industry. ITS has real transferable skills and learning outcomes, including dependability, integrity, initiative, analytical thinking, communication, collaboration, and appreciation for the value of all work. I am particularly passionate about ITS because I was a student worker on ITS for all 4 years that I was a student at Warren Wilson. And my experience on ITS really made my college experience really rich and full and nicely integrated with my major in political science, which added amazing experience and knowledge to my resume, which has helped me get jobs and be prepared for those jobs after I graduated from Warren Wilson. As I learned valuable tech skills, I also learned how to be a professional. As Jody Carr, another ITS graduate, said, I've learned so much, everything from customer service to the ins and outs of technology. It's a great crew if you're looking to learn and grow. And Jody is absolutely right. A work college does so much more than give you a degree. It gives students the opportunity to learn and grow outside of the classroom while building real transferable skills for after graduation. And if we could move to the next slide, please. So at this point, you have all heard me talk a lot about what work colleges look like in the US in general and at Warren Wilson specifically. I'd like you to hear a little bit about what students at Warren Wilson say about their specific experiences on their work crews on campus. So if we could play that video, please.
I wanted to have an education that wasn't just going to classes. Having the ability to be able to work on campus and have a different type of education sounded like a really good option.
I wanted to be a part of a community that was more than just academics.
It's incredibly empowering. This program instills so much confidence in us.
Everyone here is working for this community. It really brings this sense of ownership and responsibility.
Anywhere you go, there will be students doing that work, and it creates a community and it creates a really unique type of learning that you can't get in a classroom.
When I graduate college, I will have a BA and I will also have 3.5 years of work experience.
It's like whatever's going on in your classes or your personal life or whatever, like, you know, no matter what, that you're doing important work and you can contribute to your community.
Perfect, thank you. Of course, if you would like to learn more, please get in touch with us at Warren Wilson. You can email us at intladmit@warren-wilson.edu, and please feel free to follow us on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is WWC International. I'd be more than happy to tell you more about Warren Wilson College, work colleges in general, or how work colleges integrate at Warren Wilson. And we can go to the final slide and any questions.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for the information. Can you tell us more about the admission process and admission requirements for the Warren Wilson College? Thank you.
Of course, yes. So at Warren Wilson, we have a pretty familiar application process. We use the Common App application process, so you'll go through that. We do also require a supplemental essay that we'll talk a little bit more about why you're interested in Warren Wilson specifically. We do additionally require English language proficiency scores. We require a ton of different ways to do that. TOEFL scores, IELTS scores. This year we're also including Duolingo and Mango scores because we understand that a lot of the test centers are closed all over the world right now for TOEFL testing. We do also have students use the International Student Financial Aid Application, or ISFA, not the CSS profile if you're interested in receiving need-based financial aid. And we do require a $50 application fee. As you work through your application process, I am always available to answer any questions about that. And can send you more detailed sort of examples of each process within that application process.
Wonderful, thank you. Any standardized tests like required for the admission or for the financial aid? Probably no.
No, that's a great question, though. Warren Wilson is test optional, which means that we do not require standardized test scores. So we do not require SAT scores or ACT scores. If you have taken those scores, you are welcome to send them to us as additional information within your application, and we will take that into consideration. But really, when we're looking at applications, we're looking at more than just someone's test scores. We want to see what else you do. So because we're a work college, we're really interested to find out what work experience students have. We love learning what volunteering students have done. If you play on a sports team, tell us about that. So we're looking for a very rounded experience of a student and not just their academics or their test scores. Though you do bring up an interesting question for financial aid, we do offer merit-based scholarships that are based on your grades within high school. So we'll convert your grades to a US GPA and base your merit-based scholarships off of that GPA. And we offer up to $21,000 per year in merit-based scholarships.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the answer. Well, let's see if there is any other questions we have. What about the transcript evaluation? Do you require the transcripts to be evaluated by specific organizations or?
That's a great question. We do not require transcript evaluations. We feel that transcript evaluations can be prohibitive to real accessibility to application processes. So we try to make our application as accessible and open for any student from any background. So we do not require that. When we work through the application process, if you've decided on Warren Wilson to work through the visa process, then we do have to evaluate your transcript, but we do not have to have you evaluate your transcript to be accepted to Warren Wilson.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the information, and we will leave the contact information, I think, available for everybody. So if anybody has any question later on for Rachel about the admission process or about the college, so feel free to contact Education USA in Ukraine, and we can provide you with the information, or probably just we can leave the presentation on the last slide of the presentation maybe open for everybody, so you can just take a screenshot. And thank you so much, Rachel. Thank you for the time and for the information. And I think this is all for today. I hope the information was useful and interesting to our audience. And looking forward seeing you next Thursday. To everybody who joined us today, and have a nice rest of the week, and have a nice day. Rachel, to you.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone who listened to my presentation. It was a pleasure. Thank you.